Hi, welcome back. If this is your first time, I'm really glad to have you. Today I will be doing a weekly reading for the week of February 1st, coming in with a bang with the full moon in Leo. I am not an astrology expert, kind of more of a hobbyist, whereas I've been reading tarot for almost 13 years. But I do think it's important. I think it's a good idea to, in today's world where we're so disconnected with the cycles of nature, to kind of just be aware. What's the moon doing? What phase are we in? What's the universe doing right now? Okay, so I will be changing my structure from a longer daily reading to one weekly reading, and then short daily, like pull one card, maybe two, with a little emphasis on mindfulness to help you, to give you a little bit of encouragement throughout the week without, requiring you to watch a 20-minute video to do so. In addition to that, I have decided the teacher in me can't help it. So I want to help teach other people how to read tarot for themselves, or just kind of deepen their knowledge. So I've already started working on a couple of lessons that I'll push throughout the month. And yeah, I'm excited. All right, so for the week of February 1st, Spirit, what do you have to say to us? What do we need to know about? Deck. We'll pull 3 cards. Emotional withdrawal. Truth. And spiritual union. Okay, so I will definitely pull more cards. I feel like I need to do the Celtic cross today. Sometimes I just pull cards and riff off of them, but I'm just feeling that Celtic cross energy today. It looks like there's a need to see the truth and perhaps go deeper within. This emotional withdrawal isn't necessarily, it's not a negative card. The meaning of this particular card, if you can look at the imagery on it, is really to withdraw from the world and seek what it is you need to know about yourself, about a situation, to just kind of regroup. And when I see it, these 3 cards here together, I'll pull more cards, but what I'm getting is that we need to kind of go within, obviously, to seek the truth, but I feel like there's a connection. And here with the spiritual union, even though it could be with other people or with communities, especially with this emotional withdrawal, I think it could be spiritual union with oneself, with one's higher self, or with, spirit, whatever that might be in your world. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. All right, so let's get to cracking. Let's see here. What does Spirit have for us? 2 more times. I'm going to shuffle 2 more times is what I feel, and then start drawing. All right. Let's see. All right, we've got consequences. This is similar to judgment, and this is 6 of fire. So we've got the 6 of wands right there. Death. Okay, and for anyone new to tarot, the death card doesn't mean you're going to die. Death is talking about transformation, moving from one way of being or doing to another. 5 of C. Three of Earth. What are we moving towards? 7 of C. This looks like 9 of Sky. Yeah, 9 of Sky. I need new glasses. 10 of C. Okay, 10 of C. And in this deck, instead of the typical Earth or Pentacles, you know, cups, it really is kind of more or less the elements, right? The fire, the sea, which is water, sky, air, and the 4 of Earth. One more. If I need to, I will pull clarifiers. And again, this is for the week of February 1st. And this last one is the World. Ooh, that's a good one to get in. That's a good card. All right, let's see here. Although this deck has a very similar meaning, sometimes it gives a different flavor. And I like to use it because it's a very whimsical kind of, it tells the truth, but it's very light. And I kind of feel like that's what we need. So we've got, if you look here, Crossing Consequences, which is a cat who kind of got into the ball of yarn and it's a little tangled around him. We see the 6 of Fire, and the 6 of Fire with consequences. I see that as not consequences in a bad way, or, and I will say this could have an additional meaning, whereas it's consequences for doing something well. It could also be somebody else this week gets their consequences in such a way that it makes everybody happy and celebratory. However, with the 6 of Fire, if you see that cat, they're bringing the cat the little rewards, right? So this is a card about having done something. So I kind of go with that first feeling, that hit I got, if you will, that this is a week of something you've been investing in, the truth, maybe your spiritual walk. You're going to see some kind of benefit to that. Now, with this, I see that we should focus on transformation. Now, I keep getting, if it's not the Death card, it's other cards I have to do with transformation or ending things, starting new things. That's just kind of what keeps popping up right now, and it makes sense. That's kind of where we're at in the world. And with the 3 of Earth, which is the 3 of Pentacles, it looks like, and I'm looking at like as above, so below. I'm looking at our strength, what we should focus on, and what, you know, kind of strength we have. And I think it's saying that our strength is with others, our community, our close friends, the people that we trust, right? And that those things could be going through a transformation for in a good way. Everything I'm sensing here is a very good, hopeful reading here. This isn't, you know, anything too dramatic. I think it's overall, I get the sense from what I'm seeing that this is a time to regroup and think about what it is we need to do next. Okay, so in the past position, we have the 5 of C, which would be the 5 of Cups, which is, you know, a card of disappointment. So we're kind of, it looks like some of us, you know, the energy is of leaving that behind. And the 7 of C, which could be, in this deck, it's a little more hopeful, you see, than what I normally feel when I look at the 7 of Cups. You've got this cat just totally totally focused on all these different bubbles, kind of trying to choose which one. And that goes along with what I was feeling in terms of, you know, needing clarity, time to get a little clarity, face the truth of what we're going through. We got, when you look at how things come together in a reading, sometimes I like to look at the cards and see the various echoes in what I'm getting. And we've got spiritual union here with the Three of Earth, which is Three of Pentacles. And that tells me that there will be a very practical, there's a need for a practical, but joining together. A time, this is a time to get allies. This is a time to kind of shift and reconsider who is in your life. Are they helpful? Do they help you? You know, do they bring you closer to this state of a spiritual union, or does their energy drag you down? I think that's a question we need to be asking ourselves. Okay, so in the Nine of Sky, the sky would be thoughts, logic, which is the swords, which is air. And the Nine of Sky, if you'll recall in the Rider-Waite deck, the Rider-Waite deck, that it is that person sitting up in bed with the thoughts racing and unable to like go to sleep, just in complete mental turmoil, right? So that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of where a lot of us are. And in a way it makes sense. That's kind of where we're at. But with the cards, they're saying regroup, connect with others, take some time and consider what is important to you. What do you value? And I feel like I say that a lot, and I feel like that's come up in readings I've done here on this channel and readings I've done for myself as well. In the environment, or not environment, what would traditionally, the way I read the Celtic Cross, the advice cup is a wonderful card. It's Tennessee, so that's 10 of Cups, and I think that speaks to the need of this unity, right? We've got the 5 of Cups, and here's it's showing we're moving in the right direction energetically, even if you can't see it in the world manifest, right? But we were in this 5 of Cups, 5 of Sea energy, right? That's what we're leaving behind, so to speak. This was not what we wanted. It's a cup of disappointment, and I feel like lately disappointment would be putting it mildly, and moving towards this option card, this cup, which could, if you're not careful and you don't seek the truth and you aren't taking that time to settle down and really connect with your higher self, connect with spirit, connect with whatever word you like to give it, I think you could run the risk of falling for delusions, right? And I don't think, I'm not saying that's the way this reading is going, but I'm just saying that is a risk here. The advice being the 10 of Sea, it's like, it's saying move from this energy, right, to this energy, connection with others, right? Thinking about, I would say, the greater good, but peace and harmony and love, and not so much a selfish focus, but wanting to bring everyone along with you. So when you look at whatever obstacles you may be facing this week, ask yourself, which path will bring me closer to love? And that's something I have said to my children as they grew up. I've always said that to them. I said, when you don't know, when you're not sure which choice to make, take a little time and ask yourself, which option gets you closer to love? Which option would take you further away from love? And by love, I don't mean romantic love. I'm talking about that energy of love, the overwhelming, what, spirit or source, or just that love for your neighbor, kind of, you know, love for yourself, love for your neighbor, love for others. that kind of love. What will take you closer to love? So it's time to get, find a little truth for yourself there. Now, the hopes and fears, Four of Earth here. Four of Earth would be Four of Pentacles. And when I look at this card, rather than clutching everything, this cat is kind of like planted where he wants to be. And seems to be, when I look at it now, it's like he's got this horde behind him, right? So are you afraid of loss? Ask yourself that question. Am I afraid of loss this week? That could be, because it's the Four of Cups, it could be some sort of physical Four of Cups. Four of Earth, it could be some kind of physical loss. The Pentacles, or the Earth, that suit isn't just about money. It can be, but it's about the physical world, right? We're looking at the four elements, earth, air, fire, and water. And the element of earth is anything you can see in the physical space. So I would ask you, if you are having issues, sleeping at night, if you've got the racing thoughts, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of losing? Pull within and seek the truth. What am I afraid of losing here? And the most wonderful thing here is that we've got the world card here. And in this deck, you see this cat on the ledge looking out. The sun is shining in the distance. The earth looks lush and beautiful. It's all going to be good if you follow what Spirit is trying to guide you toward. If you follow toward love, right? It's going to be okay. Now, I might hear some of you say, it doesn't look like it. And yeah, it doesn't always look like it. And I don't know what's going to happen this coming week. None of us do. But I feel like Spirit is just asking us to trust. To go within, seek the truth, seek connection, divine connection. And divine connection doesn't mean connection just with a God, right? Or gods or spirits, but connection with the earth itself, connection with humanity, connection with those people that need to be a part of your core, support group. And it will be okay. All right. So over the coming week, I will release short videos, maybe 5 minutes or so, if that, where I pull a card or two. I ask about the energy of the day, and I leave you with a little bit of a mindfulness reminder to help you stay grounded regardless of what's happening that day. If you've enjoyed this reading, I hope that you will click like, subscribe. I hope that you'll share it with someone who might need to hear it. And I'm just so happy that you spent some time with me today. I hope you have a great day.